NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, which was started as an organization officially in 1949 with 30 member states, and after its expansion, now 32 member states. What is its purpose? The Article 5 of its foundation clearly and explicitly presents and projects its purpose, saying that if any one of the member state is attacked, offended or invaded by any other country, all the remaining member states of the NATO will launch a collective and defensive mechanism or operation against the country who had invaded or who had tried to attack one of the member state. But is NATO losing its purpose over time? Because a movement or an organization that was started in 1949, and as of 2026, when United States of America, being the most prominent and biggest funder of NATO, who had chosen to launch a joint venture with Israel against Iran, had clearly and explicitly asked for the contribution and request to the various European nations, more particularly the member states of NATO, to send their enforcement agencies to restore the freedom of navigation of the Strait of Hormuz, the same Strait of Hormuz which is detrimental of 20% of global trade oil and is currently blockaded by Iranian authorities. Upon the request and the initiative of the President of United States of America, President Donald J. Trump, where he had asked various European countries, particularly the member states of NATO, to send their shipments and their warships or warfare equipment to the Strait of Hormuz for the in order to restore the freedom of navigation at the Strait of Hormuz. But if we talk about Spain, Spain had clearly denied any US aircraft or jet to enter its airspace. If we talk about Poland, Poland has clearly denied to relocate its Patriot batteries into the warfare or nearly at the Strait of Hormuz in the Middle East, where US had asked it to. And if we talk about Italy, Italy has also stopped or denied the permission for US aircraft to land at its bases in Sicily. The refusal of the NATO member states to take part in this Middle Eastern conflict stems mainly from three reasons. Number one, that there is a huge fear of escalation between these Europeans, among these European states or the NATO member states, that they fear if that any contribution from these NATO member states and this Middle Eastern conflict will lead to enormous consequences that will not only be for the Middle East, not only for the countries that are going to take part in it, but for the adjacent regions, for example, Asia particularly. Number two is that there is a huge difference between the popular opinion and the political opinion among these European states or particularly the member states, which is considering or which is acting as a huge hurdle to for the European states themselves to take part in this Middle Eastern chaos. And number three is that these European or NATO member states highly believe that this was a unilateral launch of operation by the United States of America and Israel against Iran, and the NATO member states has nothing to do with it. And in this particular regard, the Chancellor of Germany has explicitly stated that we did not start this war, and it was not started with our consultation. So sending our military equipments or any enforcement contribution, this kind of question does not arise at all. Now, among all this, one of the leading remark by the President of United States of America himself, who is also a prominent member state of the NATO and the biggest funder of NATO, has explicitly said and warned two things to these NATO member states. Number one, that now from now onwards, if you are not contributing in this Middle Eastern conflict with United States of America and Israel, then you have to learn to fight for yourselves in upcoming future. And number two, the US has also threatened its withdrawal from this alliance called NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. What do you think what do you think are the other contributing factors and reasons for these European or NATO member states not participating in this conflict? And do you think that the President of United States of America, President Donald J. Trump, will actually withdraw from this old 1949 alliance that is called NATO? We are eager to hear your perceptions and opinions in this regard in the comment section below. Thank you.
A major diplomatic move is unfolding as Pakistan and China unveil a 5-point peace plan aimed at cooling tensions in the Gulf and Middle East. The initiative was announced in Beijing after high-level talks between Wang Yi and Isagda at the time when the region is on the edge. So what exactly are these 5 points? Number 1, an immediate ceasefire. Both countries are urging all sides to stop fighting right away and prevent the conflict from spiraling further, while ensuring humanitarian aid reaches those affected. Number 2, start peace talks right now. The message is clear: dialogue over conflict. All parties are encouraged to return to the table, respect each other's sovereignty, and avoid any use of threat or force. Number 3, protect civilians. China and Pakistan are calling for an end to attack on non-military targets, including energy facilities, power plants, and even nuclear sites, stressing strict adherence to international law. Number 4, secure global trade routes. With tensions threatening the vital Strait of Hormuz, the plan pushes for a safe passage of ships and a quick return to normal maritime traffic. And number 5, put the UN at the center. Both countries emphasize that lasting peace must be built on the principles of the UN Charter and international law. These 5 points are being seen as a significant diplomatic push and a sign that China and Pakistan are stepping up efforts to shape the path towards peace.